Welcome to second lesson of Microsoft Excel learning program. In this lesson we will learn about the cell formations. So let's begin from the tabs. So what is the tab? So home, insert, page layout, these are called tabs in Microsoft Excel, and each tab is associated with the ribbon. Every ribbon is further subdivided into a group, like home is a tab, and this tab is further have a ribbon, and this ribbon has first group named as font, and then alignment, and then number. Let's discuss this group one by one. Here is a data that has already been typed to save the time. So, for example, if we want to discuss the first group that's named as font. So in this group, this one is the font. There we can find out a list of the fonts over here that can be changed over here. So normally I use Times Roman, and the size is 12 is sufficient. Okay, so the first line font has been changed, and if we want to apply the same formation of the font for the rest of the text, so we can use F4 key. F4 key is used to repeat the last command that we have used in Microsoft Excel. So by applying F4 at each and every cell, or by selecting a range where we want to apply this last used command, F4 can change all of the formation in one go. So the next one is the bold, italic, and underline. We select the company and press bold. It will be bold, italic, and underline, and it will be highlighted as well. Next one is the borderline. These are the borders. So in order to make the border for our data, say this is the data, and we want to make the border of this data, mean each and every, all borders. So all borders mean this will be surrounded with the lines. So the next is the color of the font and the background of the cells. We want to change the background color, which is the white, convert it to the black, and black is background and black is text. So text is not seen over here, so let's change text color as the white. So these two commands are used to fill the colors and to change the colors of a font and the background. Two commands are used to change the font size, like the increase font size and the decrease font size. So for company, we can increase as much as we need, and it can be decreased as well. Let's move on to alignment group. In the alignment group, we will first discuss these two commands. The first one is wrap text. Wrap text command is applied on the cell where the text written in the cell is not going to be fit into the cell, and when we wrap the text, it will be wrapped and fit into full cell. So in this case, the command is a word that is longer than the cell width. So let's adjust the cell width according to the command. So commands, if any, can be seen in the one cell. Next one is merge cell. Merge cells mean we can merge 2 or 3 or 4 cells, and by merging these cells, the text can be written across the merged cell. So you can see that height of this row is more than the height of row number 4, row number 5. So let's discuss the height of a row and the width of a column. So basically, by default, the height of a row is 14.8, whereas the width of a row by default is 18.05. So this is the table that can show that a column can be as minimum wide as 0. After getting it 0, it will be hidden, and the maximum width can be 255 points, whereas by default it is 8.05. and the row 0 mean hidden row, and maximum height could be 409, whereas default height is 14.8. so using these alignment commands, we can align the text of a cell. For example, this is a center, this is a top, and this is a bottom, and center, right line, left line. So let's make it center, and center, and then center, and equally so center as well. Let's move on to some other things. And if we want to add more months, like in row number 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, so we can drag it down when there appears a black cross. So black cross can be dragged down to add more months into the table. So it's filled up with January to July. And in the same way, we can put some figures like 500, 100. So you can see a comma separator for these figures, whereas there is no comma separator for this figure. So that means all of the figures showing the comma separator have the formation, whereas without comma there is no formation over here. So we can make the formation of these figures by clicking this arrow key, or by clicking right mouse button over here and clicking on the format cell. So the same dialog box will appear by clicking this button, or by clicking the right and selecting the format cell. So in this case, the numbers we want 0 decimal places and a comma separator, so that's okay. So you can see that 5 and a comma separator has been added over there. When you look at the formula bar, so you can see that there is no comma separator over here. So it is only for the display. So for every value over here, so we can see there is no comma. However, a comma can be seen in the cell. It is for display only. So for the mathematical calculation, there will not be any comma put over here. So let's calculate the percentage for 500 from among the total. So it would be 0.025. so by pressing this button, it can be converted to the percentage. So say in the same way, when we drag the months downward, this can be dragged down, but there will be a problem. Like, for example, if I drag this black plus sign down to the bottom of the cell, an error message displayed for each and every cell where we have copied the jet formula from this cell to the remaining cell. This error appear just because of the reason of relative and absolute reference of the cell. So what is the relative and absolute reference of the cell, we will discuss in next lesson, lesson number 3.